What's crack-a-lating? What's crack-a-lating? Alright, so we back at it again. You know what it is. How y'all doing? Hope everybody good out there. And all that good stuff. Alright, so much for the introduction. So, I want to inform you all that witch, wise, and weird has its same humble beginnings. Witch, alright, as in witchcraft. Witch, wise, as in being wise, as wisdom, wise, and weird has its same humble beginnings. Alright, and I'm coming off the fly with this. So check this out. So a very great teaching tool into history that you must utilize to decode the matrix is called etymology. And etymology studies, or is the study of, the history of words as it jumps through languages. And if you do the etymology on the word weird, you will come to see that weird goes back to some witches. And these witches goes back to some goddesses in German folklore who was said to have control of their own destiny. So if you was wise and you had control of your own destiny, this was considered weird. So this video, truthfully, is pertaining to witchcraft, because religious people who is causing all the problems on the planet Earth, the majority of all the problems on the planet Earth is coming from religious people, not from the actual text itself in per se. You know, it's religious people who want to put a certain writing on a pedestal. And these religious people is calling all the problems on the planet Earth. So when modern religions set out to demonize other old forms of belief, they was demonized. And this is where your witchcraft come from. Witchcraft is older belief systems, or older or more ancient forms of spirituality. This is what witchcraft is. And so when modern Christians, when modern Christians came about, because you got to understand that modern religions was a dumbing down. It was a dumbing down of the human being, because ancient spiritual systems, it was science and spirituality. Okay, things isn't like what we have today or what we have now, as things are separate. Things wasn't separate. It was science and spirituality. So their spirituality was also a science. And so human beings became dumbed down because a group of people came along who didn't have the mental capacity and the fortitude to understand other people's spiritual lens. But what they did seek to do was to steal and take whatever they wanted and bend and change as they see fit. And this is basically what they did. So they bend and changed it as they see fit and stole from what they wanted to. And over periods of time and through different modes of translation, they just kept writing in and demonizing, you know, whoever they wanted to demonize and whoever they wanted to keep people who they wanted to keep their subjects away from. All right. So when people was talking about witchcraft from a religious standpoint, that's a low grade and a low a low form of intelligence as far as the conversation goes, because they don't even know that which that they're speaking of. True witchcraft can be done through any religion and any person without a religion. Witchcraft is evil intentions on anything or anybody. That's what witchcraft is. Witchcraft is your intent to cause harm to somebody. That's what witchcraft is. If you intend to use someone else's energy, without their consent, that's witchcraft. If you intend to inflict harm on anybody, if your intent is to inflict harm on anybody, that's witchcraft. Evil thoughts about somebody is witchcraft. That's what witchcraft is. It's really not, it's really not even witchcraft if you think about it, because the word witch really is not a bad word, but just for the sake of the conversation, or let's say black magic. Black magic, because people intend or insist that witches use black magic and are evil and are of the devil. So y'all need to really educate yourself out there and really just like, come on, man. Like, really try to see through the matrix a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be a slave. Don't be a slave to dogma.